AM 1230 KTRF and 93.3 FM. And good morning. It is Thursday morning, and Thursday mornings, of course, are always an opportunity for our Hometown Heroes show. Mark Allen's Hometown Heroes, brought to you by Ace Rental, Roxbury Truck Repair, by Marco, and by Quick Print. Joining us in studios for our Hometown Hero today is Steve Fillion. Steve, good morning.
Hi, Mark. How are you doing?
Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. I am good. And yourself?
Oh, very good. A little tired because you got me up so early.
The reason we're bringing Steve in, one of the things we're going to talk about with Steve is the fact he's been officiating for many years, and it's always a struggle to seem to get new and fresh faces, the young people involved with officiating. But first, let's talk about yourself. Where are you originally from, Steve?
My grandchildren are the 8th generation of our family in Red Lake Falls, so I guess I'm from Red Lake Falls. I've been there my whole life, so Red Lake Falls High School, and still living there.
What year did you graduate?
1970.
1970. Okay. When you graduated, what did you have in mind after high school?
Well, I wanted to coach. I was very active in high school in sports and athletics, and I wanted to be a coach, so picked a subject that the superintendent told me, if you get a math job, you probably get an easy job teaching and coaching. So I went into mathematics and wanted to be a coach. So worked out and been doing it ever since.
What year did you get your first head coaching job?
1974, the fall, I was at Gonvick, and it was head baseball coach, and then I was assistant basketball coach.
Okay. When did you get involved with basketball?
Well, I was
as far as the head coach.
It was 3 years I was assistant there. And then the third year, I became the head girls coach, and I was the boys coach the same year. And they were both during the winter. And so back then the girls played on Monday, Thursday, boys played Tuesday, Friday. And Monday nights I would have practice with the boys and go to a girls game. Tuesday night practice with the girls, go to a boys game. Wednesday night practice one after the other, and then on and on and on.
I didn't realize that. I don't know that you've ever told me that story before.
Probably not, but that only lasted 1 year. I think I was mononucleosis and everything else. I was pretty tired. So
that is tough.
Yeah, I went tough. 1 year, and that was enough of that. So I've been with the boys ever since.
Okay. And Clearbrook Gonvick, you were there a number of years, weren't you?
Yeah, Gonvick. We were Gonvick till 1989, and then Clearbrook Gonvick combined for athletics, and so we were Clearbrook Gonvick, and then so it's 25 years I was at Gonvick or Clearbrook Gonvick, and then I've been in Red Lake Falls for, 18, 19, 20, somewhere in there.
Total years of coaching under your belt is how many?
Well, actual Minnesota State High School League coaching this will be my 45th year with the high school league coaching stuff, and then I also coached, Little League baseball and stuff back, and so it's probably over 50 years, yeah. Steve
Fillion, our guest on the Hometown Heroes, and one of the things that you I'm guessing you like about coaching is you have to like it, is the fact dealing with kids, right?
The dealing with kids part is awesome. I mean, it keeps you young. It's fun. The kids are basically good attitudes. I'd say 99% of them are super kids. They work hard. They do what they're told, and it's a lot of fun working with kids. Kids don't get enough credit nowadays. They're very good people, and they do a lot of good things for their communities. People are knocking kids. They're always playing their video games. I guess I do the same thing, but yeah, they play their video games, but they're doing a lot of good things, and all you got to do is ask them to help with something, and they're willing to do that. So I think kids get a bad rap sometimes.
Steve, you've also been officiating for many years. When did you get involved with officiating?
Well, same deal. Back in about 9th grade, I would, umpire baseball games or help ref basketball, little kids' games. And so that was probably 1966. So over 50 years with that, too. But with the Minnesota State High School League, it's been about 45 years with that, too.
For those that may not think they know Steve, you've probably seen him if you've went to a football game. You're usually the guy in the white hat, or at least you have been for a number of years.
Yeah, I started off, I was, Nick Dries here in Thief River Falls got me going, him and Tom Neibauer, Tom, and it was quite an experience the first game I went out with those two, but we won't mention that. But
no, we can't talk about the trips to and from games, no.
No, it was quite an eye-opening thing, but two interesting guys and great mentors, Nick and Tom have been officiating for a long time. Tom's kind of retired now, but then I got our own crew going, and basically Paul Walker and Roger Cota from St. Hilaire, and we got our own crew going probably around 1980, I think, somewhere. I don't know. I can't keep track of all that stuff, but yeah, it's been a long time.
Some of them come and go, but we're not seeing as many young officials getting into the game anymore, are we?
No, yesterday we got our newsletter from the Minnesota State High School Coaches Association, and a guy did some research and asked, younger teachers why they don't want to coach, and 3 basic reasons they gave was, one, being a young teacher, it's pretty tough the first 2-3 years, so they're not getting started into coaching. But second one was the situation with a lot of parents. They've tried coaching at younger levels and get too much advice from parents. I'll say advice, but and that is a problem, I think, that should be confronted. The parent issue in the coaches. And the third one was, they don't want to be a head coach because it's pretty much a year-round process now. And even myself, it's, you got to do stuff in the summer. We don't force kids to do anything in the summer on our team. I coach basketball in Red Lake County, but, we say, if you want to come and have fun. If you want to come, we'll go play 6-7 tournaments in Fergus Falls, Moorhead State, Bemidji State, wherever. We do that, but we don't, force any kid. If they want to do it, fine. But as a coach, it's getting a little stressful thinking you have to get out and do stuff all year round.
Coaching and officiating is kind of similar as far as time commitments and whatnot, almost, isn't it?
Coaching's a little more time commitment, and coaching is the stress part of it with people getting on your case or, telling you stuff they shouldn't tell you is pretty much steady year round. Officiating, you get maybe yelled at a little bit during the game, and you walk out of there, and 2 days later they don't remember who was reffing.
Yeah.
So that's not so bad. In some sports, officiating, there's a lot of people yelling at you, but others, it's pretty easy.
Steve Fillion is our guest on Hometown Heroes today. When we come back, we're going to ask Steve about how can you get involved with officiating and or coaching for that matter. Our show being brought to you by Roxbury Truck Repair, Truck Shop, Truck and Trailer Maintenance and Repair, by Marco Communication Tools, Copiers, IT Services and Maintenance. You can check them out at marco.net. A Quick Print, of course, all your printing needs. Talk to the folks at Quick Print, and Ace Rental in Thief River Falls for all your renting needs. Check Ace Rental at 681-5862. Steve Fillion, our guest on Hometown Heroes. Steve has been involved with the kids, teaching, coaching, officiating. You've been involved with kids for many, many years. You're also, I think, involved with your church and other in-town Red Lake Falls and around the community things as well, aren't you?
Yeah, I should probably mention my wife. It seems like she's volunteering 24/7 somewhere. I mean, she works at the Catholic Daughters, the Guild at the church. She helps run the food shelf in Red Lake Falls. She delivers Meals on Wheels. She does homebound communion to the Catholics that can't make it to church on Sunday. And I mean, it goes on and on. She's treasurer of the Booster Club. She's treasurer of the Guild, treasurer of the Catholic Daughters. I mean, it's she does so much volunteering. And so myself, we're involved with the Knights of Columbus, and we put on a golf tournament. We do baccalaureate. We do Christmas, Santa Claus Day. We do free throw contests. We do a lot with kids, my wife and I, both of us. And, it keeps you young and it's fun. And, I see my classmates, I look at them and it's like, geez, you guys look old. But they just say, well, look in the mirror. So
yeah, that's right.
But kid stuff that we do, it's fun. It keeps us young. And like I said, kids are awesome.
We're the same up north. We do things. I do it with my wife as well, and it sounds like you're doing the same thing. It also makes it a little more enjoyable as a volunteer too, doesn't it, to be able to work with your wife or with your family?
It's very satisfying. I mean, like I said, she does a lot more than I do, and it's to keep up with her is impossible. I mean, she also walks the trails 10, 12, 15 miles a day, and if I go with her, I just get left in the nest. But yeah, it is fun. It's something that people should get involved with. We're both retired, so it's easier for us to be, do some volunteer stuff and help out in the community.
It's awesome. We love to. Then, of course, when you're not doing that, you're picking crab apples, right, to be able to give away to people.
She bags up crab apples and gives them away, and the juice is awesome.
One thing I would like, before I let you go here today, is we did talk about the fact you've been involved with officiating for a number of years in different sports. How do kids, youngsters, teenagers, or those that have maybe just graduated or in college, how do they get involved, and what would be some advice to get into officiating?
Well, the main thing is, they got to contact someone, and I do work with the Minnesota State High School League. I go there for meetings 2-3 times a year. I'm the coordinator for football officials to help train them and help them out, evaluate or whatever. But if they could just call me and I could get them lined up with that. But we're really looking for officials in all sports. It's a lot of the white hats in football especially are getting, a little over the hill, myself included. But we need officials, bad, especially for like junior high and JV. The athletic directors around here need somebody. But they could contact me, contact Myron Jesme here in Thief River Falls, Wayne Folkers in Crookston. There's a lot of guys around that are very active and willing to help people get started. And if they don't want to get registered with the high school league, they can still, take a little concussion class and do some lower level games. If they like it, and then we'd get them going with the high school league.
I think, too, if they have any interest in it, when they go to a game and they see an official before the game starts, they just see him, maybe talk to him and ask him a little bit, but might be able to give them some advice.
Absolutely. There's no problem with that. They can call us anytime or at a game, ask about it, whatever they want to do. But if they're interested, we'd like to get them going. And there are some classes they can take, too, so it'd be good just to contact one of us.
All right, Steve, before I let you go, you did mention your lovely wife. How about the rest of your family? Tell us about who else have in your family.
Our oldest daughter, Nikki, she teaches kindergarten at Red Lake Falls. She's a volleyball coach there. Her husband is Mike Gullingsrud, who's the baseball coach here at Thief River and works at the school for the School to Work program, I think they call it. And they have 3 little kids there. Ben is in 3rd grade, and Alex is kindergarten, and Gracie is 2. Then my son, Kevin, he works at DigiKey, and believe it or not, he follows his father's footstep. I used to drive to Clearbrook every day for 100 miles a day for 25 years. He lives in Bemidji and works at DigiKey at 4:30 in the morning. He's there, so he gets about 4 hours sleep a night, sort of like you, Mark. But he's married to Aaliyah. They have 5 kids. Isaiah is, I'm going to mess this up here. Isaiah's 13, Aubrey's 10. Evan is 7, Ava's 4, and Anna will be 2 in about a week. So he has 5. And then my son Kurt, he was a radio guy at a different station. We won't mention that. But he's working for the investments now. But he lives in Boston with his wife Sarah, and they have a 2-year-old. It should be 2 in a couple weeks here. Lainey, and then they just had a baby a month ago with Tessa. So,
wow. So
there's 10 grandchildren and active family and a lot in the sports. We do a lot of fun things together. So.
Awesome. Well, I know you're very active, and keep it up. You're a great role model for those in Red Lake Falls and for those all around the sporting world, too. So we appreciate it. And thanks for coming in today.
Yeah, no problem, Mark. Thanks for having us, and thanks for all the good things you guys do here.
Steve Fillion, our guest today on Hometown Heroes, brought to you by Ace Rental, by Roxbury Truck Repair, Marco, and Quick Print.